Alright, Shalom Akim. I like to say Kal Halayim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Bless the apostles, elders of great milk. Peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push this truth to the four corners of the earth. You know, Jake killing themselves for vanity. So Jake killing themselves for vanity's sake. I'll name it that. Right, already and truly, a lot of things that Jake does do, and Jake does actually take part in, it's actually self-destructive. Not only traditions that is followed, but all these things like dyeing the hair to try to look like so-called white people. You understand? Straightening the hair and putting on makeup, following these kind of traditions. You understand? Just to copy the oppressor. Any scriptures talk about that? That is Proverbs. I think it's 3:31. Proverbs 3:31 is say, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You understand? But these are the kind of things that Jake does go all out for. Just to follow, just to copy. And it actually self-destructive. And these things coming out more and more and being revealed.
A new study which appears to be a link between two common beauty products, hair dye and hair straighteners. And it's being linked to breast cancer. Now, according to a new study in the International Journal of Cancer, many of these products contain endocrine-disrupting compounds and other carcinogens which lead to an increased risk of up to 45%. So to talk about this study and the chemicals you may be putting on your body every day in the name of beauty, we turn to medical doctor Adi Shirazi. Thank you so much for joining me, Dr. Shirazi.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm looking at you. You've got makeup on. I have it on. I know that we probably have endless numbers of bottles for skincare. This is very concerning, not only to women, but men as well. How, as you read through this study, how concerned should women be regarding this study?
Well, we know that so many factors influence a woman's risk of breast cancer. And although the study results are meaningful, I think we have to put it in the right context. And I think women should be cautious, but I think it's too early to swear off hair dyes.
Yeah, I definitely hope.
That's the mindset that is being. She actually aware of the toxins that these things has carry. But she could just be saying that, one, because she's an idiot, or two, because she just being paid to say that. Because these people are down for agenda also. She can't discriminate against makeup. Especially that's an industry that she have to. So that, yeah, especially in an industry where they constantly have to wear it every single day. You understand? But it has so much information coming out about makeup, about relaxer, what they call straightener, and all these different things that people has used to try to go to the industry standards of looking beautiful, which actually is very bad for them. It actually has a lot of toxins. I see Chris Rock did it was a kind of movie slash, I don't know what else it was slash with, but the name of it was Good Hair. And in that movie he was talking about straightener, what it's called, relaxer and straightener. And then he actually went to a scientist, and the scientist actually broke down what are the compounds or chemicals that is actually put in it. You understand? And he showed that particular chemical in its raw form, if you put a soda tin or a soda can in that chemical, it is melted. That's to show how toxic and strong that chemical is. And that's what they just put in relaxer. And that's what women just put in their hair. Why? Just for the sake of the industry's level of looking beautiful, or to look like the oppressor. Because that is where it really goes back to. Women long time used to put on wigs and try to get the hair straight and these things to look like the oppressor. You understand? And a lot of women today there's do that same thing to their daughters growing up. Why? Because they try to hold on to that industry standard of beauty. Because in their mind, having nappy hair, as they say, nappy hair isn't beautiful. You have to wear makeup to be beautiful. All of these vain things that Jake does follow, and it actually self-destructive. They're actually killing themselves slowly by doing these things, making themselves sick by constantly putting on these things and doing these things to themselves.
It's not. I still have a few years left, and I'd like to keep my color as long as I can. That being said, though, what products are we talking about here? Because I heard in what time frame? Because it's not just the ones that we're using currently. It's the ones all the way back into the 90s and even a little bit in the 80s and 2000s.
So particularly we're talking about permanent hair dyes and chemical straighteners. And these products have over 5,000 different chemicals in them, and the formulations are constantly changing. And unfortunately,
see over 5,000 different chemicals. You understand like when I say, like when you're smoking a cigarette, you understand the amount of chemicals a cigarette does have in it that actually toxic for your body when it's absorbed. As you see, it's similar to when you put these things on your scalp, when you put it on your skin, and all these different things. That way you'll see women who wear makeup after a couple of years they look terrible. You understand? After about 2 or 3 years, a lot of these women in the industry, like Beyonce and all of those famous people, when you see them without makeup, they just be looking terrible, like they're dying.
The FDA doesn't regulate these products. So we really have to be smart consumers here and know what we're putting on our scalp and our skin and really educate ourselves.
Well, and I agree in educating ourselves, but I can even just think of my own salon, and I have a very experienced woman who does a great job. At the same time, is it impossible to think? I mean, they don't go to school for chemistry. They don't learn all the ingredients, and as you said, they're constantly changing. It's not regulated. This seems like definitely a battle that is just starting to brew.
That's right. Well, we know they're chemicals, and we know that they're going on our skin. So I think it's important to monitor the frequency of how often you're getting these treatments done. If you can go, longer periods and having your hair dyes or switch to a temporary or a semi-permanent hair dye, for example, and always be.
And common sense would be like what? Just to tell them don't use it, not switch and decrease. And use caution and how much. Just don't use it. You understand? But they're idiots, and our people are idiots also. And they will take that advice and follow it, and just not altogether stop something that they don't need. You understand? But they will continue it. Why? Because that is what the industry determines as beautiful, and they want to be beautiful according to the industry standard. So Isaiah 4 verse 6, it said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You understand? Because they lack knowledge, and they don't want it. They don't want it. Even if you go around telling a lot of our people, a lot of our women that, hey, these things are toxic. There's cause brain problems, memory loss, all these different problems that they cause after a period in time, even hair loss. They don't want to hear that. Why? Because they're retarded. It said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also reject thee. And the Lord rejected them, right? That is why they don't learn. They can't learn from and actually hold to these things. Even if you show it to them, you understand, it doesn't profit. Because the Lord has rejected them. Right? I also reject thee, that thou shouldest be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. And that is what going on with 2/3 of Israel right now. The Most High actually turn his face from them, as the scriptures say, which represents what? His wisdom. That is why they're in a lost state.
In an environment where the room you're in is well ventilated, and you're the person who is doing these sort of treatments to you are up and aware of certain recalls or certain information that comes through from the beauty industry.
Well, and I have to ask you, when you look at these products, is it kind of sometimes you find that the more expensive you pay for it, the better quality? Does it matter from the over the or off the shelf hair color versus the ones that they use professionally in a salon?
And that also reminds me of a video I did sometime previously with a Jake woman who was in a bathtub with some chemical that was using in the bathtub to actually bleach her skin. And you was actually seeing them wiping the brown color of her skin, and it was looking leprous. You understand? These are the kind of things that Jakes do for the sake of this industry's standard of beauty. Because why? They destroy it for a lack of knowledge.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure if it really matters, but you know, from a cancer standpoint, what matters is the amount of surface area you're using these products on and the concentration. How strong are they? And it's actually been shown that women with thicker, curlier hair tend to absorb these products more than somebody with finer or less density of hair. So
because that is who it was created for, really. There's certain Edomites that adopt these things, yes, but Jake is really the ones these things were created for. Things like hair dye to have your hair looking leprous yellow. Things like hair straightener to have your hair looking straight like Edomites. All these things were ready for us. And all people are the biggest consumers of these things.
Some of this has to do with the frequency of application, the concentration, and really how much surface area, how much of these are you using on a regular basis?
Well, Doctor, thank you so much. I'm going to continue to dive in this. I know you're going to continue to be asked questions, and as we continue to find out more about this.
All these things show you that what Jake is going. All these things show you that Jake is going. Because all this knowledge out here about all these things, and Jake will still continue doing it. Why? Because they love the oppressor. You understand? They love the oppressor and they choose the ways of the oppressor more than the ways of wisdom, more than the ways of the Lord, because they're lost. Anyway, with that, I say shalom.